So I flipped and wholesaled hundreds and hundreds of houses and also own about 100 rental properties today. And here's my plan in real estate for 2023. There's a couple angles that I'm going to be playing here. So first and foremost, real estate has created the most millionaires ever of all time. So of course, I'm going to continue to buy a lot more real estate over the next couple years as we kind of go through this recession. Because what happens is in a recession, people get into financial troubles. You know, they bought properties over the last 1, 2, 3, 4 years that they, were not good deals and they never should have bought, but they bought them and now they possibly are going into foreclosure because they can't keep up with the property. So we're actually buying a property here in about a week. It's a warehouse in Columbus, Ohio. It's a really cool property, a lot of possibility, a lot of options with it. And we're actually buying it out of foreclosure. Somebody bought it, got into trouble, couldn't keep up with it, got foreclosed on. We're buying the property. Another deal that we just bought a couple weeks ago. It's a couple pieces of grass, a couple pieces of land. We're flipping one of the pieces of land right now. We're going to make $100,000 on that piece of land. And then the other piece of land, we can either flip it and make a couple $100,000 or, we may be able to develop a bigger piece, whether that's a multifamily, a warehouse, a lot of opportunities with land. But again, same scenario. Previous ownership ran into some financial issues. They had to liquidate. Good news is we got a great price on it because they had to liquidate quickly. I was able to raise over $1 million in just a couple weeks to be able to get this transaction closed out. So opportunities come, and as long as you have the ability, you have the cash yourself, or you have the ability to go out there and raise money to take down these opportunities, you're going to be on the good side of this thing. You're going to be, buying properties at a discount that have a lot of room for upside. We also just put 2 more single family houses in contract to purchase as well. Here's a couple pictures of the insides of these properties. These were tenants that obviously destroyed the house and then stopped paying rent. So now the owner now has to deal with all this, and they decided to sell the properties to be able to move on. So again, we're getting great prices, great deals on these houses simply because, we know about it, number one, and number two, we have the access to the cash to be able to buy it quickly. And the great thing about all these properties that I just talked about, I'm not using any of my own money to be able to do these things, right? I go out there and I raise money from other people, private money lenders, to fund all of these deals. So each of those deals have different structures of how I was able to raise the debt. Maybe it's 1 lender or 2, or maybe even 3 lenders, depending on the size of the deal. So once you know and understand how to raise money, you can get into a lot of these deals, and a lot of opportunity, make a lot of money without having to use any of your own money. So for me, I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled for opportunities like this. I think we're just now getting started to, kind of see some of the pain. I think over the next 6, 12, 24 months, there's gonna be a lot more pain and a lot more opportunity coming through real estate, for individuals that, may be in a financial hardship and they bought a deal that they never had any business and shouldn't have bought in the first place, but it happens, that's life, that's business, and then we're able to buy those properties at a discount. Let's take it back to 2008, right? Because that's, somewhat of a comparison to what we have today. Back in 2008, people were scared, they were fearful, they stopped buying, they stopped marketing, they stopped doing deals because they didn't know what was going to happen, right? And I get it, very fearful time, a lot of unknown, a whole lot of unknown. So I get the fear side of things. But look at this chart here. This is the average price of homes across the United States. Back in 2008, 2009, 2010, properties were, $200,000-ish, as it went down, right? But the people that actually bought at that time, look at the prices now at the top of the chart. It's over 400 grand on average. So people doubled their money over the last, 12 years, 13 years, simply by not being scared to act and buying good opportunities that came even in the middle of a recession. And the cool thing that happens with this, again, if you understand how to raise money to fund these deals, you use very little to none of your own money. So even though these properties doubled in value, right? Oh, I doubled my money. No, you may have $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 into these houses. So if the average price goes from 200 to 400 grand, you only have $10,000 invested into it, you 20x your money, right? $10,000, $200,000 of additional equity. That 10,000 went up 20 times simply by owning a piece of real estate. So don't think about it as a simple double, because you're not buying it with cash, you're buying it with other people's money and maybe a little bit of your own. The returns are exponential when you buy properties like this. So if you want to learn how we buy properties using other people's money, right? You're able to own real estate without using very little to none of your own money. So if you want to learn how you're able to do that, especially in times like this, opportunities coming, I promise. Click the link in the description below. We'll show you how you can get started to be able to raise money, buy real estate, and have ownership in these deals and create wealth long term. So first and foremost, like I said, real estate, going to continue buying it, absolutely 100%. Ideally buy cash flowing real estate, because you got to understand the only reason people go bankrupt or go into foreclosure is from lack of cash flow. But if you buy properties that cash flow positively, nothing can happen. Even if the value goes down a little bit and you're still cash flowing, you're making enough money to pay for everything, you're going to be all right. So I'm buying cash flowing real estate. And the second thing I'm doing, I'm stacking a lot of cash in times like this, and hang tight till the end of this video and I'll show you one of the biggest ways I'm making a lot of money right now. But people say, used to say, I guess, cash is trash. And I get it. If you have cash in the bank and, inflation is 10% a year, you got 100 grand in the bank, that 100 grand only has the buying ability of $90,000 a year later because of the 10% inflation. So I get it. Could be a negative thing. But like I just told you, I can 20x my money potentially in real estate. Right? So right now, cash is king. Having cash, having money in the bank to be able to take advantage of these opportunities that are coming is extremely, extremely important. So I started this side hustle and coined it the gold rush because it really is a gold rush. And I've made over $1 million in just the last 6 months doing this. And the great thing is you can do the exact same thing. There's no startup cost, there's no experience needed, there's no credibility, there's no credit needed, there's none of that stuff. Anybody at any time can get started with this opportunity and you can start making commission checks just like I do. These are checks that I make almost every single day because this is the gold rush of 2023, 2024, going into 2025. I know it sounds too good to be true. I thought the same thing. I can promise you it isn't. I've been doing this for long enough now. I've got real checks, real money wired to me in the bank from doing this. And I've helped over 100 other people close deals just like this as well and get the same commission checks. So my plan, my strategy, what I'm going to be doing, here through real estate over the next 1 or 2 years, I'm going to be buying opportunities as they come. When real estate, gets foreclosed or has financial issues, I'm taking down those opportunities, but I'm also stacking a lot of cash. I'm going to put a lot of cash in the bank from this other opportunity. If you're interested, you can click the link in the description below to get started today. We'll show you literally everything you need to know, how to start, what it is, where to go, who to call, how to talk to them, and how to get paid at the end of the day. So if you're interested, click the link in the description below. So I'm gonna stack a lot of cash using this. I'm gonna take that cash to buy real estate. I'm gonna take the real estate. I'm gonna use the cash flow. I'm gonna take the cash flow and I'm gonna build the passive residual lifestyle that I wanna have, all from opportunities that come out of recessions just like this.